Okay, I think I'm live. Sorry about previous thing. I had to delete the stream and get back here for some unknown reason. Like, don't ask me what was the reason because I'm not gonna tell. But I had to remove something. Let me see. Wo- Okay, just a second. Let me restart the timer again. Okay, so from I think this stream is 17 minutes late, so we are gonna go over the time. Let's see. So first, we're gonna our plan for today's uh, stream was to test these two functions underscore validate account and paymaster validation data and get validation data. So these two things we're gonna test if they return correct things or errors. First thing first, let's go over this, like, because there are four branches here, it's much more difficult, let's say. And here is just like one branch and everything else we know. the, Here are also like three, not three, four conditions. So this branch, and then we can pass right thing, sorry, wrong thing, and then one right, two wrong conditions, one right condition to get values for out of range. So let's first, this is internal function, so our plan is to expose it. Let me copy the whole function signature, then this, that's here. But this function is missing override. But I'm pretty sure you can't override, which is not virtual. Oh, you can. But anyway, we are not gonna do that. We are just gonna say expose underscore and then use this and pass the validation data and say return. Okay, so this is done. Now we can write a test for it, and we'll refactor the test just to clean it up. What was the name? Okay, test get validation data returns correct value. So what was the function here? Let me hide this. So we send validation data and it returns aggregator address or out of range. Okay, we have, I know there is a helper function to pack pack the validation data. So pack validation data we can use from helper library, and okay, pack validation data, pack validation, yeah, we need this. not this. This is just um, true or false, but we can also get an aggregator address. How they are doing this? What's the plan here? 160 bits. Okay, so 160 bits is they are this value will be 160 bits, then 48 will be this, and next remaining will be here. So it's 48. I need to use calculator. 160 plus 48 plus 48, yeah, 48. So it's shifting the value by 160 bits, then 160 plus 48, and the rest will be this remaining value. Same here, 160 data dot aggregator, because the address is 160 bits. Yeah, I think it's 160 bits or 20 bytes. It's the same thing. Yes, 1 byte is 8 bits. So we are shifting it. Let me cross check something. And where is this? Solidity docs. What am I looking at? Okay, it's shifting left. In parse validation. Oh. Okay, just give me a second. And we know this is shifting left 168 bits. Okay, shift left, shift left, and this shift to right. Like we are doing the reverse operation, and then it's gonna test it. It's gonna parse it for this, and validation data. The struct is here. We can return the address. We can also use. We can use any pack validation data. Say, just here we need to pass boolean, and in above function we can pass the data validation data struct. So let me import those things. Validation data comma and okay. I don't understand. Okay, so first plan is to use parse validation underscore pack validation data with boolean, then pass it to expose validation data function and expect a value. We'll use that function first. So what is this? UN256 validation data equal to underscore packed validation data. What is packed validation data? I don't know where is that thing coming from. Who knows? Then we can pass true 0 0. Okay, this works. Then not event, we need a what this returns, and it returns aggregator address and out of range. So address, aggregator, and boolean out of time range, and then we can call entry point dot expose, and we can pass the validation data. Okay, what's the error here? Internal view. Okay, we didn't. It's external. Okay, now we have this. We can use vm.assert. We have a lot of things, but we are going to use it. Assert equal to okay, can we just say is there assert? We saw there was assert. What's happening? Assert false is there. Is there assert true? Yes, there is. I haven't used this, so I'm gonna try and see and do same for this. Out of time range. Okay. Okay, so this shouldn't work. This works. Can we cast it to boolean? I don't know. Let's check. Okay, that's not allowed. I know we can cast it to event 60. Okay, so you can go. No, this still doesn't work. Okay, I can ignore this. We can just use assert equal to aggregator and 0, I guess. Oh, okay. Okay, hopefully what I did is correct. If yes, what should I? Nope, one is not. Oh, okay. So pack validity. Let me check here. Aggregator. Okay, sig validation failed. That was a issue. I thought that was sig validation passed. So this should be false. Okay, you already know that this will work. I didn't see this function correctly. Which fucking assertion failed? 11 so fast and across multiple lines. View. Okay, this thing failed. Oh, out of time range should be false because we are not out of time range. Okay, I'm also trying to understand things. Let's see. Okay, out of time range, that works. You can just go and write this again and again. Next we need out of time range equal to true. So here, sorry, signature failed equal to true, which should fail. Then what will be the reason for that? Let's see. Is there a reason? No, it shouldn't fail. It should just return correct value. So let's remove this. We're just gonna override the values. Okay, so signature. Okay, sig failed, comma valid until, comma valid after. No, not here. I'm checking somewhere. Yes, this one. So this checks. No, valid after we can. Okay. Out of time range should be false, and this should be equal to 1. Will that thing work? Absolutely. Yes. Now valid, we need to set valid. Okay, I need to check valid until, valid after, valid until 3, and valid after. This is using block.timestamp, so we can rule that timestamp with. Let me open a browser window here. Get boundary. Book. I know there is role and wrap. Warp, I think. Yes, warp. So it sets block.timestamp and this sets block.number. Okay, so we need to change this to something else. So we can use console log and see what is the timestamp. I don't know. It should be 0 only, but Also, this is I'm learning things, not actually like designing something, so I do have some leeway. After I do this for multiple months, I'll get hang of it, but right now please ignore that. Whatever. Okay, whatever idea you have. Block dot timestamp, and let's pass to it's 1. So let's rule vm dot warp 200. Was there? Okay, we can't say view because it changes the state. Okay, it's 100. So valid until we can say 100, valid until 90, and we'll get true, and we can set false. Like for every condition the signature will be correct. Signature validation won't fail. That's the idea. And with this we can also put like vm.role to 1 and then again 2, 3. So this will be false. Put this 90 here. This will be 0 and this should be true because we are valid until. Okay, my assumption should be correct. Yes. Now we can put valid after. $95, let's say. No, we don't need to test everything. Valid after 95. Okay. Oh, sorry. This should be more than 95. So, not 100, but 105. I'm just dumb, probably. That's why this is failing. Okay, so here it's saying if valid until is greater than block.timestamp or is logical or valid after is block.timestamp is less than valid after. If any one condition is true, then this will be true, I guess. So here block.timestamp valid what was that? Okay, these live streams are just like showing how dumb I am. Valid until data dot valid until, so it tells you where is this fact validation data. We can go here. This valid. Okay, should I have used this? Okay, let me modify this whole test. So what we are doing here is, this is true, so okay, so first two test should remain as it is. Then we are going to create validation data memory validation data equal to validation data. Okay, and this will take aggregator, then valid after, and valid until. Okay, now this should be address 0 for our purposes, then valid after 90 and valid until 105. Okay, what's the issue? Okay, valid until pure. Now this thing is correct. We can pass it here. Will this work? Okay, this works, so we don't need to import it twice. We are in between. Know this. This is the first condition where the block is in between these two values and it should return false. False. Next, is we are going to change this value. So oh no, and just change this value. Maybe we don't really need this. I don't know why I thought we needed that. First we can say 85, which will say true. Okay, then we'll put it here and say 100. Which is false, right? And then we'll say 110, which should be true. Okay, and this should work. Yes. Now let's refactor this fucking zone. Okay, that's fucking funny. Okay, so I asked it to ChatGPT basically to refactor the thing, to refactor the test. Okay, not this. Cut it out. Sorry. Okay, let me. Okay. What is happening? What's happening? What's happening? Maybe from tomorrow onwards, I'm actually gonna write test first and then come on to stream and work on this. That's much better way to go about it. Okay, so it did the same thing, just added some cases. Sorry, comments. Let's see. Oh, how much? Okay, okay, everything works. Now next function was, what was that? Okay, validation data and validate account and paymaster validation data, and we already have all the cases for this, these two things, so we know what to pass, and then expected aggregator. Okay, understood. It's not that difficult, I guess. Let's start with copying this, exposing it, then external. Sorry, we also need the return values. Okay, there are no return values. We can say expose, then return underscore. Sorry, let me just copy this. I'm not gonna write that big ass name here, whatever that is. And pass all the values. OP index, validation data, paymaster validation data, and expected. aggregator. Yes, that should work. And then we're gonna test this. Test. Okay. Function test returns. Okay. Reverts with correct errors. Maybe we can shorten the name, but I don't want to think about it. Anyway, they are tests. So first thing is creating the validation data. We need to get, so for this function we'll test this first, then this, then pass correct values to this function, and then test this and this. So first we need validation data. Here we can just put 0 because it's gonna fail before going there. OP index we can, okay, so in this it's using, in the revert it expects the index. Okay, understood. UN256 validation data equal to underscore pack validation data, and set it to, what is this, false 0 0. This will give us expected aggregator should be 0, address 0. And now was this entry point dot expose validation data 1 comma validate, okay, not capital, sorry, validation data. Then we can pass like 0 and last as expected aggregator, which is address 0. Yes, this is correct. And we can say vm dot expose, no sorry, expect revert avi dot encode with selector, and then we'll pass entry point dot, sorry, is this an entry point? It will be here, I guess. Okay, so it's an I entry point. Have we imported that? We haven't. Interfaces. I entry point. I entry point dot field of dot selector comma 1 comma, what the error is. This is A44 signature error. 824. Yes, everything is correct. I'm pretty sure if someone saw this test name, they're gonna fucking chew me out, but okay, call didn't revert for some reason. This should be true because it's sig failed flag instead of sig. Okay, that's correct. Then next was the next part. As here, expired or not due. Understood. So this is valid until, valid after 10, and this should return AA22 error. Okay, that's why you shouldn't copy and paste everything, but I guess this is correct. Now we are going to, let's write everything. Validation data equal to underscore pack. Validation data false 0, 0. Then vm.expect revert abi.encode with selector I entry point dot failed op dot selector. We can return 1, and what the error we expect is this signature error. Okay, so now we can set this and create new UN256 p master validation data equal to underscore pack validation data. First will be signature. Let me paste it here. This signature error, which should be true first. 0, 0 vm.expect revert. Then why the error? Okay, we didn't put semicolon. What's okay. This is pack. Now we are going to use entry point dot expose validation data, pass 1 validation data comma paymaster validation data comma expected aggregator. Okay, I don't know why. Oh, that's some fucked up logic. Because here I fucked up somewhere where address 0 is correct address, but we are returning the wrong address. We are in this scenario it should be address 1. Expected aggregator will be address 1, but we are sending expected aggregator to be 0, and that's why it's failing, which is correct. . Okay, I need to check how the function is used in the entry point. And lobs, yeah, it expects aggregator to be 0, and in this case it expects aggregator to be address of the aggregator. Okay, so this was by chance I put correct value here. Then we are here, we are also expecting address 0. Now we are going to write again. Let me close this. Paymaster validation data, paymaster validation data equal to underscore pack validation data false 0, 0. Then vm dot expect revert avi dot encode with selector. Okay, then pass this thing I entry point dot field of dot selector comma 1 comma what's the expected error. It this is the expected error. Then entry point dot expose validation data 1 comma validation expose validate account and paymaster validation data. That was the name. Paymaster validation data comma address 0. Okay, let's test it again. Before seeing the trace, let's go over where we are messing up. So sig failed equal to true, that should fail. Yeah, I understand. Here it should be 10. We want it to be out of range, and it isn't out of range. Yes. So okay, that's done. Let's okay, wait till then we will see what is next. Does this still work? Yes, it does. Okay, let's run forge coverage. There won't be enough, but numbers should look good. Yeah, this is in the green, but again, this is not from the unit tests. This is also from the simple account integration, and the lines it goes over. So we are trying to test more. Let me check how match contract entry point test. Okay, the value should change. Yes, so you can see what we have done is only like 12%, only 12% of the contract, 12% of the function, 8% of the branches, 5% of the statements, and 6% of the lines. So we still have a long way to go. Okay, where was the next thing? Contract summary. Okay, we found the contract summary. We have tested validation data. This. Can we validate account pay prepayment? Or what can we check? You check this. Okay, let's see what compensate does. Compensate does is compensates the beneficiary. Okay, we can test this. Address is 0 and amount. If there is amount, then it will send the amount. Okay, so we have 8 more minutes, so we can test this. For this, we also need to create a contract that reverts on the receive. Okay. Function test compensate reverts on 0 address. External. So we need to create. Okay, let's close this. Now we need to. Okay, don't compensate shouldn't be exposed, but this is unit testing, so it should be. It's fine that we are doing this. There is no way a good idea. Okay, now we have exposed this. Let's create contract named reverts on ether send, and then receive external, and we'll say revert. Okay, what's the matter? This should be payable. Okay, that's done. Okay, let me. This should be enough. And then we can say entry point dot xol compensate address 0 comma amount is 1 ether. Why? Okay, this should be payable. And we can say vm.expect revert to be this value. Let's see. Test dash dash empty. Okay, it reverts. Test. Reverts on call field. Okay, new. We need to change the name. Okay, now we are gonna do same thing. vm.expect revert to be this value. And then say entry point dot export compensate payable address receiver comma 1 ether. Okay, there is one more. Yes, but also we need to like vm.deal address entry point to be 1 ether. We need to give it 1 ether so it won't. Okay, so it won't fail with out of gas error, out of funds error. This reverts, then this reverts. Okay, that works. Yeah, I guess we have done. We have covered most. Yes, we have covered all the possible things in the compensate. Tomorrow we are gonna test some other function, but for now I think we are done. We test. Sorry. we tested three functions: compensate, validate account and paymaster validation data, and get validation data. Yeah, these three functions we tested today. Tomorrow we are going to test something else. We'll figure that out tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for watching the stream if you're watching it, and